This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.
Unbeaten on Clyde Field this season, the UVU women's soccer team begins its final homestand atop the WAC table as the conference season hits the home stretch. Tonight, the Wolverines put a 4-0-1 WAC record on the line against Grand Canyon University. Wolverines soccer is coming up next on UVU TV. Welcome everybody to Utah Valley University, Orem, Utah, and Clyde Field, site of tonight's WAC women's soccer match between Utah Valley and Grand Canyon University. A beautiful night for soccer. Some clouds in the sky, but about 70 degrees, and we're ready to go here from Clyde Field. Clint Berge joined by Veronica O'Brien. Veronica O'Brien, my first time doing this, Veronica, and a pleasure to do it with you tonight on the call. And the Wolverines leading the WAC, unbeaten at home during the entire season, unbeaten in the WAC, and Grand Canyon right behind them. What are some keys tonight for Utah Valley?
Well, first of all, great to be with you, Clint. This is a great matchup. You got two teams that are within the top four. They're both in striking range to win the regular season conference. You know, for UVU, you know, they're excited about this match. They've been in the lead so far in conference, and you know, they've got to stick to what they've been doing all season long. They've been consistent in their attack and defense and believing in what, you know, their coaching staff has asked for them. For Grand Canyon, you know, it's a team that has been close. It's beaten UVU once in their 4 meetings. UVU does lead the series 3-1, but they are a team that last year, had they been able to qualify for the WAC tournament, they would have been in it, and they're looking to be in the same situation this year.
Well, you say they technically would have qualified had they been eligible. Utah Valley, a program that knows how that feels, a school that went through a 6-year process of provisional status, moving from junior college to Division I. So certainly those of us at UVU understand the feeling that Grand Canyon has, and Grand Canyon's been very successful in the WAC, and so it does sting a little bit, I'm sure, that they can't play in those postseason tournaments, and it's in some ways a shame for some of these athletes, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You talked about the series history. Grand Canyon defeated Utah Valley last year here 2-0, one of just 2 losses here at home over the last 2 seasons now for UVU. The Wolverines, as we are underway here, 15-2-3 at Clyde Field over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Stevie Gill, the coach of Grand Canyon, has done a great job with this program. Had an opportunity to speak to him a little bit prior to the game, and he said, you know, it is tough. You know, you're recruiting, you're trying to get a team to believe, to win a regular season championship, knowing that that is the championship there. So he's done a great job to get them focused and going tonight.
For Utah Valley, let's look at the starters on senior night, the final weekend of the regular season, as the ball skips into the Wolverines side of the field and out of bounds. But tonight, Grand Canyon, Sunday CSU Bakersfield, and that's it for the home schedule. So UVU trying to cap the home slate unbeaten. 7-0-1 this year. Keys to the game for tonight for Utah Valley: attack early, control possession, and a solid defensive performance. And Those are pretty generic keys, but keys that you probably, as a former college soccer coach, that's probably something you talked about every match, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, Coach Anderson always preaches to his team about keeping possession and dictating the game and not waiting for the game to come to them. And that's something UVU's done very well this year. If you look at them, they've been pretty prolific in scoring. If you look at their last 4 matches, they've scored over 14 goals in conference play. So they have the confidence to find the back of the net, but they certainly have to make sure they start sharp early.
Now you talk about the Wolverines' scoring prowess. The team leads the WAC in goals with 34, assists with 34, totals 102 points, which also leads the WAC and ranks in the top 20 nationally. Some contact just inside the box, no call. And the ball skips out of bounds. It'll be back to Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be a game that UVU is going to have to get settled in early. It's a little bit of an emotional night when you have senior night going on, and talk about just a stellar senior class that Coach Anderson's unfortunately going to lose at the end of this year, not only just on the field, but as students, in the classroom, and just in the community. Just terrific young ladies.
One of those starters, or one of those seniors, starting goalkeeper Jessica Duffin, Wolverines look for something to build here. It's cleared by the Antelopes. Here's Osler with it. She tries to find Jamie Brown, but can't. It switches back to GCU. Jessica Duffin in goal for Utah Valley. As this ball skips through offside, though. Really an easy call there for.
Yeah,
what do you call that in soccer? The side official.
Oh, the linesperson, linesman, lineswoman, linesperson.
What's the politically correct term? Linesperson.
Usually
you can't call it
side official.
Well, in baseball, it's an umpire, and you got your referee in the middle. You can call official or referee in basketball. In soccer, there's so many different terms that a guy like me, I'm not used to those, Veronica, so you got to help me out with them.
They're all good. UVU is quite fortunate, actually, on that offside call. They were called a little bit out of transition there, and Grand Canyon a little bit on the attack there, so they're going to have to tighten that up a little early.
It looked like everybody stopped momentarily, expecting maybe the linesperson was holding the flag up, and the referee just hadn't blown the whistle. Early on, though, Grand Canyon has had possession. As in the background, you can hear the Green Man Group as they have arrived. Doubleheader tonight for Utah Valley. The men's team will take on San Jose State after this one. Here's Kirk to Fitzpatrick. Nice little combination there. Anderson into the box, slides and doesn't make great contact. And just lost her footing there. And Blakely Frosch, the sophomore goalkeeper for Grand Canyon, the WAC freshman of the year last year, making her 15th start of the year. She started every match for GCU. And the Lopes again offside. So 2 offside early. They're clearly trying to push things forward. Last year the Wolverines were shut out here. 2-0 by GCU. Again, just 2 losses last year at home. 1 to GCU, 1 to Seattle U, a team that won the WAC regular season, the WAC tournament, and won a game in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, there's always the question is it easier to be chasing or easier to be defending your lead right now? And UVU certainly have got a target in their back as they're leading the conference in first place right now, and still trying to. There's no guarantees. Still got to earn their way into that final spot in the tournament and looking to get the top 2 seeds, so they will have the bye going into the tournament.
And this is a big weekend for WAC women's soccer as far as seeding goes. The top 4 teams all playing each other.
Yeah, when you talk about a brutal lineup for the weekend, I mean, these 2 teams, they host Grand Canyon tonight, Bakersfield Sunday, and then UVU turns around and travels both to their respective institutions to play them again. So within 7 to 10 days, they're going to see each other twice.
Yeah, the western half of the WAC women's soccer conference is really very tough, with Utah Valley, with Seattle, with Grand Canyon, with Bakersfield. And all those teams, like you said, play each other twice. So we'll have an idea this weekend if the home teams can win, because Grand Canyon has to play here tonight, then go to Seattle for Sunday. And Bakersfield doing just the opposite, playing Seattle tonight. And we'll be here Sunday, 11 a.m., which is a tough time for a team traveling tomorrow from Seattle.
It really is. I mean, when you look at the geographics of the conference, and just even when you're in close proximity, when you're on the road, it's always a tough recovery to get your team settled in. So UVU really has to take advantage of being home this weekend, get itself 2 wins, and try to start separating itself a little bit from the conference and hold those top seeds. And obviously their ultimate goal is to win regular season and get into that tournament with a bye and hopes to get to the NCAA tournament.
There's a nice ball there, but just a little too much on it for Stubbs to have a chance to get there. Neither team with much of a threat yet to score. This ball comes into Anderson. Nice little touch there, but knocked away by Jessica Valadez. Well, the 5 seniors tonight for UVU. There's Taylor Kirk fighting for the ball there. It's loose. She's racing towards the keeper with it, but cleared there by Frosch, and we'll have a substitution. Abby Jameson is going to come in for UVU. Courtney Wilson, one of the 5 seniors, were honored before the game. Courtney will come out. The other seniors, as we said, Jessica Duffin, Cassandra Anderson, Callie Stubbs, and Jamie Brown.
Yeah, it's great to see Courtney Wilson get a start in her senior home match. Unfortunately, Courtney's been battling a little bit of illness this season, hasn't seen a lot of time, but it's just been instrumental for this program overall. So it's good to see she got a few minutes here, and Abby Jameson's come into her regular starting role for the Wolverines on the left back side.
Lindley Brown a little strong there on the ball forward. It's back to GCU. Well, 8 minutes into this one, and it's been neither team really has taken control, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it looks like 2 teams are just really trying to find their rhythm, feel each other out, which is pretty common early on in matches. 2 teams probably have a little nerves going, just fighting for those top spots right now.
Here's a nice ball. Anderson a little strong on that first touch. Kirk back to Jamison. The Wolverines, like you said, trying to find themselves, trying to feel the opponent out. Not crisp on either side really so far. This ball from Weber.
Yeah, they're finding a lot of space in the midfield right now. Grand Canyon's sitting back a little bit. Their lines are a little separated from the defensive offensive end right now. So they've got some space in the midfield, but they're just not connecting yet. That final third pass. Just still trying to find each other a little bit there, but hopefully we'll connect shortly.
Here's Stubbs trying to fight for it, but can't quite get to it. UVU 4-0-1 in the WAC. Seattle U 3-0-2. The one tie that Utah Valley has was Seattle here on this field. Wolverines still have to go to Seattle. There's Fitzpatrick in, a ball up in the air. It's loose, but it's going to skip wide. Frosch gambled a little bit there, close to a 50-50 with Stubbs, and Stubbs got the ball, but her angle not good enough to have a chance to get it into the net. Grand Canyon 3-1-1 in the WAC. Bakersfield 3-1-1. The game that is being played at Seattle. Grand Canyon in the process of building a new soccer facility. I think that's scheduled to be done by next season. Really an athletic program that has taken the WAC by storm. Has, like you said, done very well despite being ineligible for the postseason. As Frosch just gets to that one. 11 minutes gone by.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon is coached by Stevie Gill, who's had a lot of experience in taking teams to postseason play and Division II national championship games, and certainly has a good foundation in building a program. He's done a good job early on in their transition to Division I.
Yeah, Grand Canyon, a program in a lot of sports that had a ton of success to the Division II level. Sue loses her footing there. But the Lopes can't do anything with it. It goes all the way to the back as Frosch will have it. Ball played forward, but Sui there. Jessica Duffin, the goalkeeper for Utah Valley, holds pretty much every goalkeeping record, and Brent Anderson, now in his 10th season here, has had some excellent goalkeepers during his time. I know he was a goalkeeper in college, and is that as someone who played the position, you wonder if he takes a little bit of extra pride in coaching that position.
Well, certainly that plays a part of it, but as most coaches, as you would understand, and everyone, if you don't have great goalkeeping, you're in trouble, and that's a big clock for your team, and he certainly has done a great job, and not just recruiting them, but the training that they've had here during their time. They've just been great leaders to the program.
Here's Stubbs into the middle to Anderson. Shot is good, and the Wolverines strike first here. 12 minutes exactly into the match. And Stubbs to Cassandra Anderson, two seniors. Senior on the assist, senior on the goal, and UVU leads 1-0.
Yeah, just a good battle here, 50-50 for Stubbs. Get the ball across the face of the goal, and Anderson, just a great second effort to just dive and get a toe poke basically into the back of the net, inside run.
Yeah, great job by Anderson there to beat that defender with that toe poke. And soccer term that I love now, toe poke. So UVU strikes first, and that WAC leading goal total of 34 moves to 35 on the season. And Cassandra Anderson in her final weekend at home here, has her 5th goal of the year. 3rd goal in WAC play for Stubbs. That's her first assist.
Yeah, good, quick, needed goal by the Wolverines. I haven't had the privilege to watch them throughout the season. Usually they're pretty good once they strike a goal. They can get settled down and get into a rhythm, so hopefully this will get them going against somewhat of a direct play right now, attack by Grand Canyon. UVU is way better when they can get the ball on the ground and get knocking it around.
Well, so many different players have scored for this team. Sheridan Fox leads the way for Utah Valley in goals scored with 6, but 11 players have scored goals for UVU. There's a look at the goal cam. And the Wolverines they missed the call there, a foul maybe?
Just a little handball by Kelly Stubbs when she went to bring the ball down. Unfortunate bounce.
Cassandra Anderson with the goal for UVU. And here's Osler with it. Orange trying to push again into the box for Fitzpatrick. Now to Stubbs. Her shot. I don't know if it was a shot or a pass, but Jamie Brown on the other end of it. And not a very good angle for Jamie. She had to hit it with her left foot, and she was really, I think, too deep into the box, and didn't have the right angle.
Yeah, just a great ball in by Cassandra Anderson. A little cheeky play back from Fitzpatrick, a little back heel. Kelly Stubbs took a shot, but I just missed hit it, or she may have been looking to pass to Jamie, but yeah, just a little tough angle. Maybe go with the inside of the right foot there.
That little touch by Fitzpatrick, that was kind of cool.
A little soccer cheekiness, we call it.
Cheekiness, all right. So the Wolverines already ahead 1-0. Very nearly another goal there. Just the one shot on goal that stands for both teams right now. The men's team will play San Jose State later tonight in another big match. UVU men's team also in first place, tied for first with Seattle. UVU was ranked last week nationally, but a loss to HBU put them out. Here's a chance for the UVU. That ball cleared, though.
Yeah, the men's program here has just accomplished incredible things when you think about just being a second-year program in Division I. and already have seen national rankings and being at the top of the conference. So congratulations to Coach Moss and their team thus far this season.
Really, it's been an unbelievable season to get ranked that early in your program's history. Year and a half in, and you're ranked in the top 25. We're there for 2 weeks, just outside the top 25 now. That's the way it kind of goes too, though. You're in the top 25, you're 23rd in the country, and you lose a match that, you know, you lose 2-1, a match that could have gone either way, and because you don't have that name recognition, poof, you're gone.
Yeah, but you know what? I would take that I was in the top 25 for 2 weeks as a second-year program, because a lot of programs would love to have that right now, and I'm sure, you know, if they get back to their ways, they'll find their way back there pretty soon.
The game Bakersfield at Seattle kicks off in about 40 minutes. And another big match this weekend in the WAC women's soccer. Wolverines losing 5 seniors after this year, but they do have some good young talent.
Yeah, Coach Anderson and his staff does a great job. You know, every year when you watch a senior class go out, you know, they do such a great job at training that freshman group that comes in over the year and in the off season to get them ready to step in and just not lose any ground in their program. And if you've watched them over the last couple of years, they've always been in contention to be in the top 3 and go for a conference title, and that's not an easy thing to do year to year.
And the Lopes with it. Nice little move there by Beckwith. Now in towards the box, some contact, no whistle. She wanted the call, and it would have led to a PK.
Yeah, first good looking attack by Grand Canyon.
Trying to tell who that was for the Antelopes. Couldn't tell from here. Benedetti, I think that's who it was.
Yes, Benedetti, the leading goal scorer for Grand Canyon.
Mila Benedetti, sophomore from Vancouver, Washington. Stubbs racing into the corner. She's got it. Here's a chance for UVU. Into the box to Jamie Brown with a knee and just over the top.
Yeah, great effort by Kelly Stubbs. Just an unfortunate. That should have been a goal. Maybe just a choice there to run through the ball, take it to the body, or get her head down on it. Took an unlucky bounce up in the knee area.
Yeah, just did this look a little unlucky. If she falls 2 or 3 inches lower, maybe she can just redirect that into that other corner. But Jamie Brown's been there twice. Nothing to show for it. And a foul whistled against Utah Valley and Anderson. So a doubleheader at Seattle U tonight, just like it is here. Utah Valley and Seattle travel partners on both the men's and women's side in the WAC. And both teams at the top of the WAC table right now. The drums you can hear in the background, the Green Man Group. They pick it up as soon as play stops, and then required to stop when we get going again. But pretty popular around, and they're good entertainment. They really provide a lot for the atmosphere. But about 20 minutes, nearing 20 minutes in the first half. Perfect weather. Maybe a little warm in the sun, but 70s. We're in the shade, so it's perfect where we are.
We're in Utah, Clinton. It could be worse.
That's very true.
It could be snowing.
This October is one of those months you just never know.
Yeah, but you're right. It's just a beautiful night for a college game. Great temperature for the players to compete in.
Friday night, food trucks are in the north parking lot, just outside the Clyde Field here. So if you're around, you can come over to Clyde Field, get some food trucks, catch the second half of this one and the men's matchup that will be about 30 minutes after this one. Cook fighting with Brown for the ball, and Jamie Brown ends up with it to Weber. Nice little stutter step there by Libby. Libby, one of those young players, as is Fitzpatrick. for UVU.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoever, in her freshman year didn't see a lot of minutes, but this year has just been a standout central midfielder, just a key element to their midfield, both on the defensive and offensive side of the ball.
There's Fitzpatrick, who plays in a little in front of Taylor Kirk. She'll track it down, back to Jamison. Cleared by the Lopes 26. That's Samara Bahu. And I'll have a substitution. Actually, that's a UVU ball, no substitution, but next time the Lopes can bring a player in, it'll be Kelsey Roberts into the match. 1-0 UVU, Cassandra Anderson. A toe poke on a ball into the box from Callie Stubbs. 12 minutes in. Here's Osler playing it in, headed back, then back and forth, and now UVU trying a little combination here. Stubbs to Brown, a nice little move there. And her pass there is wide of Anderson.
Yeah, you've working a little harder to try to figure out how to break down this Grand Canyon backline. They've been starting to sit a little bit these last couple of minutes.
Here's a ball at Taylor Kirk with it. Her shot is good. And did that come from Stubbs as well?
I think so. Good combination, 1-2, back of the net.
So Callie Stubbs, who didn't have an assist before tonight, has assisted on the first 2 goals. And Taylor Kirk puts it in for the Wolverines. It's 2-0.
Taylor Kirk's third goal in 2 games.
Sorry, Veronica, let's have another look at that on the Costa Vida Catch the Wave cam. So 2-0 UVU. A great look there from that. Is that the Costa Vida cam? As Kirk finishes a Stubbs pass, and about 10 minutes after they scored their first goal, the Wolverines tack on another, and it's 2-0. Taylor Kirk's goal, her 5th of the year. And her 4th in the WAC. She leads Utah Valley in goals scored during WAC play. So 4 now for Taylor Kirk, who's got the ball now and pushing forward. A good start for Utah Valley. A match they really need to win as they sit atop those WAC standings. Lindley Brown chasing it with Kelsey Roberts, who just checked in after that goal was scored.
Yeah, an unfortunate ball, just a little giveaway from Cassandra through the center midfield, got picked off and caused that turnover and that transition quickly down into UVU's end.
So 2 goals early here. You get the first goal, and certainly that helps you relax a little, but a 2-goal lead, how much does that kind of help you calm your nerves a little bit on a senior night like tonight?
Well, it certainly lets you settle down and get a little more rhythm and kind of be a little more methodical in where you're going and not so much chaos going on. But as anyone knows in the game of soccer, there is so much time left in this match, and a lot of coaches, we always say that 2-0 lead is probably the most dangerous lead. It only takes 1 goal by the other team to get them back in, and a lot of things can change quickly. So UVU probably certainly needs to keep playing and try to find another insurance goal.
Benedetting fighting for the Antelopes. Madison Cox with it. Wolverines have kept the Lopes from doing much so far.
Yeah, a few times the Lopes have been trying to go very direct on the Wolverines, and this has been a pretty stingy defensive team all year, with the exception of their opening game this season. So those balls probably are welcome because they've won a lot of those challenges. So they're certainly going to want to get the ball on the ground and try to shift that defense around.
And the ball there off of Weber, so a substitution for Grand Canyon. It'll be Martine Genestad.
Checking in is number 11, Martina Jenestad.
From Norway. Sandefjord, Norway. I can't guarantee that is the correct pronunciation. She comes in, Catherine Yancone comes out.
Country of great soccer.
Christian Racino's getting set to check in too for the Lopes. The ball out to Utah Valley, so she'll not be able to come in just yet. You can see the Green Man group in the top right of the screen there. Sarah Collister getting set to check in for UVU. So Callie Stubbs, 2 assists already on senior night for UVU. There's Fitzpatrick. Lays one through, but no one there. Now back to Fitzpatrick again here. A little strong on the attempt into the box, and it'll skip out of bounds. So here comes the substitutions for both teams. Christian Racinos for Grand Canyon. She'll enter for Mackenzie Cook. Sarah Collister for UVU. Again, another young, talented player for Brent Anderson's team. She'll enter for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Sarah's played multiple roles for the Wolverines. Last year played a lot on defense, this year on the attack, and just has a great, just a second gear explosive pace that a lot of players aren't expecting, and does a great job get bend corners and get balls into the box. And talking about Callie Stubbs, I mean, Callie was out for the first part of the season with an injury, and just a little back. She's been back at the start of conference play. Has just done a tremendous job.
The ball coming in right on top of us.
I had to get her to dive.
Tara Furlong into the game for Lindley Brown for UVU. Collister, you talked about her momentarily. She's got some impressive speed. I haven't seen many people outrun her.
Speed you can't teach.
2-0 Utah Valley. The goal right just exactly 12 minutes in from Cassandra Anderson, assisted by Callie Stubbs, and then nearly 10 minutes later, Stubbs assist, Taylor Kirk the goal. Here's Collister. Pass deflected, and Wolverines will keep it.
Yeah, Cassandra Anderson, just a fun player to watch, and Libby Weber in the midfield, just good technical and good vision on the ball and on the field. Just nice things when you watch them play.
Cassandra Anderson, a junior college transfer. She's from Utah, from northern Utah, but she played 2 years at Iowa Western Community College, where she helped her team to a national championship. And she was an NJCAA All-American. And she's proven to be every bit the player that Brent Anderson thought she could be after winning that national title, trying to win a WAC title this year for her team. Weber, and there's the speed from Collister. Into the box with it, plays it back, but kind of lost her footing there. And Taylor Kirk trailing behind, but just not strong enough. Again, third or fourth time we've seen a player lose her footing.
Yeah, good defending there by Grand Canyon's outside back, just to get a little nudge on her, to not let her get that ball successfully back to Kirk.
Yeah, Collister definitely had the edge in speed there, but I think it was Valadez. Definitely a size advantage there. The sun peeks through the clouds here at Clyde Field. 5 o'clock start tonight, the first one we've had of those, the first doubleheader. And the only doubleheader. Melanie Osler. Here's Collister racing, she keeps it in. Lays it back to Osler. And the ball loose in the middle. Jamie Brown with it. Tried to find Stubbs there. Racino's forward with it, but Osler gets it back for UVU. Well, here's Collister again. Rachel Mina getting set to check in for Grand Canyon.
UVU's getting good numbers forward. Just got a little stagnant there on that last attack. Player looking for someone to slip a ball into.
Grand Canyon not forcing the action here. 15 minutes left in the half. UVU with that 2-goal lead.
Grand Canyon certainly is sitting back a little bit defensively. Good. Certainly needs to get moving forward and getting pushing. Can't sit on a 2-0 when you're down 2-0. Can't sit back defending. They got to start getting on the attack here.
There's Cassandra Anderson with it. Out of Brown. She'll play it in to Stubbs. One touch. She tried to turn and fire, but the defender there with a foot on it. Anderson to Brown, but intercepted. I think that was Bahu. Wolverines have had possession for a while, though. And they've really been close a couple times to getting another good scoring opportunity.
Analog substitution number 14, Mila.
Yeah, they're getting so many numbers forward into that attacking third. They're going to have to start recycling out to get their attack going again because Grand Canyon is just collapsing so centrally in there and clogging it up. They've been able to break it down a couple of times, but as it gets deeper and deeper, it's getting a little tougher. They're just sitting numbers in. So they've got to recycle, get out and start their attack again and be patient with it.
So Rachel Mina is in now for Grand Canyon. Antelopes have had a fair amount of substitution so far this half. For UVU, I think it's just been Collister and Furlong. That's not right. Jamison is substituted in too for Courtney Wilson.
It's a good effort by Rachel Mina from Grand Canyon on the attack down the left flank. First time someone's really gone hard at the back line of UVU.
Attempt there by Racino's, but it's blocked. And the pass from Leighton wide of Beckwith, and UVU will have it back.
Grand Canyon coach Stevie Gill yelling to his team to pressure, keep them locked in at this end. Don't let them out, get high pressure on the ball.
The Antelopes with not much of a scoring chance so far, and down 2-0. The ball on this end, it's the first time it's been down on the Lopes end of the field for a while. Here's a ball played in. Nice job by Melanie Osler to run off the player there for GCU and let Duffin corral that one in. It was Mina kind of screened out there by Osler. And Brianna McCarter now getting set to check in for UVU. That ball played too wide there by Cox. So UVU will now get it on their half. This here, McCarter will check in. And Callie Stubbs will get a break for the rest of the half. So two assists in the first half for Callie Stubbs. She'll take a breather. Anderson to Collister. Back to Anderson. 1v1. She goes to the left. Nice little touch there to McCarter. Back to Anderson. She's going to fire a shot from distance, and it's just wide to the right.
Yeah, she's certainly playing with what we call a little swagger about her tonight. She's feeling very comfortable on the ball, doing a great job, and let's go out here and get a little breather herself.
Sheridan Fox will check in for Cassandra.
Way you like to see a senior play.
Last year, she had a couple of goals from distance. A couple of very impressive goals. I can't remember the opponent, but it was about 30 yards out. And then earlier this year, she had one on a direct kick, and she completely faked out the goalkeeper and just kind of I don't know, quick kick. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Quick kicked it, and nobody was ready, and it went right into the goal for UVU.
Yeah, I was on that game, and I remember I just even stopped and went, wow.
I watched the replay 3 or 4 times. It was just almost comical to watch. She kind of had that planned out in her head. Here's Collister, and it's deflected out, so UVU will get a corner. Collister seems to add so much with that speed. And I know I talked to her before the season, and Brent talked to me and said how much he expected her to be involved offensively. And Jamie Brown's going to deliver in the corner kick. And when I talked to Sarah about that, she's like, well, I'm a back.
You know, some of the greatest outside backs are forwards that are converted because they got great pace and they just love to go forward. And when she was playing in the outside back area, she was just causing so much problems coming forward all the time. And now just playing on the up front this season, still the same thing, causing a lot of problems with that exceptional speed. And even technically and tactically, she's gotten stronger since last season as well, which has really helped her game.
Well, I think a lot of that could come, and I talked to her about this as well just before the season, but the team got together quite a bit during the off season. A lot of the girls from Utah, but the girls not from Utah, like Collister, a lot of them stayed here. And with that leadership from Jessica Duffin, really, who's such a strong vocal leader as well, the team played to get together a ton during the summer, and it's really showed this year.
Yeah, I mean,
There's McCarter. A chance here. Collister thought there was someone behind her, but there wasn't.
I had to stop there. I thought there was going to be a shot and goal.
I will say with Jessica Duffin, I'm not going to comment on who the best goalkeeper in UVU history is because I wouldn't want to offend Lauren Sack, also a very good goalkeeper, but I'm going to say Jessica Duffin is the loudest goalkeeper that UVU's ever had.
Yeah, you're right. Goalkeepers, they all have their strengths and areas, but Jessica, you know, what makes her exceptional is not just her soccer skill, but just her leadership. You know, if you ever sit down and talk with her, she's just a well-spoken young lady. You know, she's a top academic student, has been recognized, and just really pushes her students, not just on our teammates, excuse me, not just on the field, but even in the classroom. You know, you see her checking up, trying to help her fellow teammates. It's really great leadership by her.
I remember even before she was playing, when she was red shirt and then her freshman year, on the sideline she was so
absolutely
loud. I mean, she was right next to us, so we could hear everything.
She does not lack enthusiasm.
7:35 left in the first half. UVU had 2-0. Again, the goals coming from Cassandra Anderson and Taylor Kirk, who has the ball now. And she splits it. She's got it, a chance here. Nice little touch there. Oh, the nice play by Frosch, the keeper, to get a hand on that. Yeah, I thought for sure the Wolverines had a goal.
Taylor's going to want that back. She had the keeper out of position there and had a chance to slip it by, and just one little too extra touch there. But, yes, great stroke by the goalkeeper.
McCarter, I think it was McCarter, was there to the right. Here's a look at the replay. The replay brought to you by Firehouse Subs, reminding you that October is Public Safety Month. Help save lives with a medallion donation at Firehouse Subs.
Yeah, she just made her cut a little too close to the keeper there and needed a little more explosiveness off that, but hopefully she'll get another chance to get in.
And here Kirk has it again. Led into Collister. Good touch there. Goes right. Shot deflected. I got off the head. Now here's Brown with it. Her shot. Oh, what an angle. And she got that, the far post just inside that thing, and that's a tough angle to score from.
I'm telling you, the reason I'm laughing is because I call Jamie Brown the no-angle shooter. She just makes something out of nothing, and just a great finish there.
You see that replay there, just inside that far post.
Great side netting.
She's had a couple chances there, and that was probably her toughest chance to score, and that's the one she got it, but UVU leads 3-0.
She said, you know what, I've been there a couple times, I'm getting this one.
Well, it's been a senior night so far. 2 seniors have scored, a senior has 2 assists. So 3 goals here in the first half. Beckwith went to the ground there, is looking to the official for something. I don't know if she collided with Fox or what, but no call. So you talked about a 2-0. Here goes Collister with that speed. And cleared there by the Lopes. You talked about the 2-0 lead being the most dangerous lead in soccer. What is a 3-0 lead? A little more comfortable?
Definitely a little more comfortable. You know, you're in that 5-minute window, and you always hear coaches talking, this has got to be your strong 5 minutes, not to let down going into the half, so they can just stay keeping strong. And you know, for Grand Canyon, they're going to have to go in halftime and figure out something here to get themselves back on the scoreboard. They've been having UVU attack, and they haven't really been able to string enough passes together to get themselves going on the attack.
Well, the Wolverines have scored 3 goals and a half a few times this season. Powerful scoring team Utah Valley has been this year.
Yeah, I joke with all the time. I get the privilege to work with them on the academic side, and I always say, you know, what a prolific goal-scoring team you're becoming. You strike 1, strike 2. They just keep coming in buckets, and so far they've proven that to be right in the last couple games.
And offside there. First offside of the game for UVU. .430 left in the half. You talked about you working with the girls. You're the assistant athletic director here at UVU. You're over the academics side of things, and we just nominated for academic all-district, academic all-America, and I couldn't believe how many amazing GPAs this team has.
Yeah, this team, along with the men's soccer team, was recognized earlier this year for the NSCAA soccer all-team academics, teams with a cumulative GPA above a 3.0, and both teams just been great, and the women's team has just been consistently year out and year out, have just had great GPAs and just very focused students. And it shows in the field. I think when you're great in the classroom, I think it translates out to the field in both ways.
I want to give you credit for that too, Veronica, right?
Oh, I don't do anything. They're all the smart ones. But thank you. They make my job easy.
Osler and Mina chasing it. Cleared by Duffin. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the half. Grand Canyon really would do a lot for them if they could break through with something here in the final 3 minutes, but have not threatened much so far.
Yeah, a little surprising right now. I mean, they do have the players up top that can score goals, but they are playing against, like I said earlier, a pretty stingy defense by UVU that hasn't conceded a lot of goals in the last couple of games.
Roberts was offside there. The center referee didn't see it. Third time that the Antelopes have been offside. There's the Green Man group. Good ball played out by Weber there. Here's Collister. She'll take it in, deflected. Now deflected again, and it'll be a corner kick for UVU. 2 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, Libby Weber's on a lot of free kicks for the Wolverines, and she just has great distance and accuracy on her strikes. And I know she talks about a lot how she likes to take long shots and strikes at goal, and she's been pretty successful.
You see that ball deflected out there by Lopes over towards the food trucks across the street. Jamie Brown playing it in. Libby tried to get her head on it, couldn't do so, and it's cleared out, but Jamison there heads it back towards Collister, but Wolverines will just play it back. I think content with this 3-0 lead, just don't want anything to happen over this final 70 seconds or so. Only 3 shots on goal in this game have all led to goals for UVU. We're going to see if they can do something here. 1 minute remaining in the half. Carter forward to Jamison. A touchback by Beckwith to Frosch, and she'll just get rid of it.
Yeah, good defending there by Beckwith, not to get turned by Jamison on the corner there.
.37 seconds and trying to find a ball. That ball really left. I think we might be down a ball too with the one that left the stadium entirely. Under 30 seconds. Fox to Kirk.
You know, Clint, I'm a traditionalist. I don't understand these orange and yellow balls these days.
There's the ball through. Roberts that time making sure she stayed on side. 10 seconds left in the half. So try and get something quick here. But not going to amount to anything as Brown has it. Tries to clear it and does. And that's how the first half will end. So 3 goals in the first half for Utah Valley. And the goals for UVU. We'll recap the first half in a moment on UVU TV.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Welcome back to Clyde Field in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley in front of Grand Canyon, 3-0 at halftime. And the goals from Utah Valley in that first half coming from Cassandra Anderson, Taylor Kirk, and Jamie Brown. And we talked 10 minutes or so into the game. You just said that the Wolverines just trying to feel, then the Antelopes really trying to feel each other out as we're going to take a look at some highlights from that first half. The Veronica, here we go with the highlight here. See Sue with the header, and then trying to see what we got here. Stubbs. The ball just wide, one of those first early chances. I think here's the goal. Stubbs in the toe pick from Anderson. That was the first goal for Utah Valley. That's a great shot.
Yeah, just a great second effort to get the inside run of her defender and slide it past the keeper.
There's Taylor Kirk's goal. That was the second goal of the match. That came from Stubbs and also Cassandra Anderson, so 2 assists on that one. And that gave UVU a 2-0 lead in the 22nd minute. And there was one look from Jamie Brown at couple of chances that Jamie Brown had. She had 2 there in that half. The one where it was a little wide, really tough. It would have been really tough to score. But then she had the one that she got off her knee that just went over, and then she really takes advantage here and with that left foot there and that tough angle. And you talked about her ability to score with the tough angles. But your thoughts on the first half, Veronica?
You know, I think, if I'm Coach Anderson, I'm pleased. My team's up 3-0, and, a little bit just not a lot going on in the first couple of minutes there as teams were filling themselves out. But as UVU typically has done in the past, they started to bring numbers forward and get going and spreading the width of the field, and a lot of nice combination play in. And it's not always easy. I mean, a lot of teams lately, because of the goals that UVU's been scoring, have been compacting a lot defensively and trying to clog up the center of their field. And UVU's done a pretty good job being patient, and you can't complain. you got 3 goals no matter how they came. You know, they've worked hard to get in, and so I think they're pleased. And now going into the second half, you know, they certainly have got to work on things. And I know, having been a coach, and Coach Anderson, even though you're up 3-0, you're still not pleased, because coaches were never pleased. And certainly he's going to be talking about how do they get sharper as they're building, because their competition is getting stronger and stronger, and they're trying to secure that spot into the WAC tournament, and particularly the top seed.
Well, you look at the stats there on your screen. The stats clearly favoring Utah Valley with that 3-0 lead. Nothing doing for Grand Canyon in that half. Really, nothing mounted at all offensively. You can see it in the stats. No shots in that half for GCU. The Wolverines with 7 shots, 3 on goal that all found goal. A couple of corner kicks, and not a lot of whistles in the half. 3 fouls whistled against UVU to none for GCU.
Yeah, it's true. Grand Canyon hasn't gotten a lot of things going just yet, but you know, you got to give credit to the Wolverines. I mean, they're causing them not to get a lot of things going right now. They're attacking in numbers. They're holding possession of the ball as the half started to get going. It was causing them a lot of problems. So they're going to certainly have to probably step up a little bit. You know, their defensive restraining line is pretty deep in their end. They need to pull that a little higher. They're going to have to challenge UVU up. Yeah, UVU has a lot of pace, but they're going to have to get in and win some of those 50-50 battles and start to hold on to the ball themselves and start making UVU kind of move on the field and play some defense.
First of a doubleheader tonight between Utah Valley and Grand Canyon here on the women's side, and the men's team for UVU will play San Jose State at 7:30, and Sean Blymiller and Eric Landon will have the call on that one. As we begin the second half, Wolverines with possession. Cassandra Anderson, who scored a goal in that first half, also had an assist. Callie Stubbs with 2 assists. Taylor Kirk and Jamie Brown also scoring goals for UVU. So we'll see what adjustments Grand Canyon has made after giving up the 3 goals in that first half. And being the soccer expert, Veronica, I'll let you kind of get a feel for that and tell us what you think they are trying to do, maybe what you think they are going to do, and then what you think they really tried to do. How about that? Wasn't so smooth, but you get what I'm saying, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Grand Canyon, you know, I wasn't over there to hear what, you know, coaches talk about at halftime, but certainly I've got to believe he's going to be talking to his team about getting a little more aggressive in play. They were a little tentative in the first half. Get out and get some physical play involved, try to get, you know, UVU a little bit out of a rhythm, because UVU is a team that likes to knock the ball around. And certainly they got to start getting numbers forward and taking some risks on the attack.
So Anderson, who sat the final 10 minutes or so for UVU, is back on the field. Duffin in goal. Collister in. Osler. McCarter. Fox for UVU. Jamie Brown, Libby Weber, Sarah Sipperly in for the first time. Callie Suisue. Tara Furlong for the Wolverines. Here's Collister with it. She's got a step on the defender, plays it in a little bit in front of Fox. And
yeah, that was a great ball across and great effort to get that in. Turned us over in just a little bit.
Sipperly with a chance. She plays it in. Collister tried to deflect it, and it's going to roll slowly. Does it get out? I guess, yes, it did. So a goal kick for a corner kick. They're going to say that was off of the Grand Canyon players. So it'll be a corner here for UVU 2 minutes into the second half. And it'll be Jamie Brown taking it. Mackenzie Cook, Cassie Beckwith, Kelsey Smith, Christian Racinos, Mila Benedetti. Here's the corner in. McCarter, I think, got a.
I think she's kind of shaking her head a little bit, because I thought she was going to hit that with her head. She stuck her foot up pretty high and flicked it up over the goal.
The rest of the Grand Canyon starters in this second half: Mila Benedetti, Taylor Layton, Kelsey Roberts, Jessica Valadez, Catherine Yancone, Madison Cox, and the goalkeeper Blakely Frosch. Is McCarter there? Not a good angle, so it'll be a goal kick for GCU.
Yeah, McCarter in the last game, you know, Coach Anderson talked about, he was excited that she created her own goal opportunity. If you saw her strike a good 25, 30-yard ball from the outside and scored her first goal.
Scored her first goal. Ironically, she was also on the cover of the program in the game she scored the goal. So
That's just good marketing.
That's good sports informationing.
Yeah.
There's McCarter with it. Well, early in the second half, the Wolverines have had possession. A couple of close chances. There's probably every match you play, you probably can play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game, I'm guessing. Well, if we would have had that goal, we should have scored there, and we could have had there.
I tell you, it is like a players and coaches' nightmare. You go home after the game and just like, even when you did something great, you find more of the, oh, if I had just done this.
Well, we talked about the keys to the match early, the attack early, control possession, solid defensive performance. I think that it's pretty much been to a T what those keys were. The Wolverines have met that to this point.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, right now they're in fairly control. The start of the second half, they're still back on the attack, and they just have to make sure that they're working on things to keep sharp.
Carter with it. And a little hesitation there, I think, that with the goalkeeper there, that Sheridan Fox didn't want to do anything reckless, and the Wolverines unable to get anything from it, but get it right back.
Yeah, Brandon did a good job to take it all the way down the end line there, but just didn't get the pass off.
Here's a shot from distance from Anderson, but it's just high. Yeah, you're putting your jacket on. I'm thinking the same thing. It's as the sun set, it's cooled down quickly.
He said there was a light breeze. I can feel it.
Yeah.
For 10.
Ball wide, and here's Osler chasing it down on the near sideline. Pass deflected there. Not a clean reception from Jamie Brown, so the Lopes have it. Ball gets through the legs of Furlong, but Suey behind her to get it for UVU.
I've mentioned this time and time again after several games. Kelly Suey, not a lot of people don't always credit the center back and their playing stuff, but she's always very solid, communicates well, is always in position to support her teammates. Just does a good job back there.
Here's the ball through to Fox. I think that came off the foot of Anderson. She'll play it in back towards the middle, but play there by Frosch to not allow the Wolverines a chance. A couple of substitutions getting set to come in for GCU. The ball will stay with Utah Valley. Here's Collister. Plays it to Anderson. Nice defensive play there. Weber fighting for it. And she slips down. And is she hurt? She might be hurt. And gets up slowly, but play continues on. So I think she's okay. Maybe.
I think her fall is a little more of a frustration than anything.
Yeah, maybe just. It looked like she grabbed that hamstring real quick, but nothing doing. So back to Duffin for UVU. Furlong just waiting for somebody to go or somebody to come up.
Yeah, and this is one of the things Wolverines are going to have to be careful of. It doesn't look like Grand Canyon's pressing very high. They still look like they're staying pretty compact and picking them up by the midfield line here. And if you start dumping balls in, you got to be careful in getting a quick counterattack back at you if you don't win it.
I texted with your former partner Kellen Heiser today a little bit.
Oh, Kellen.
Kellen told me when the ball rolls out of bounds, I should say it went into touch. So that ball into touch.
The ball went into touch.
And a throw in by Osler. Kellen Heiser, former soccer play-by-play / sports information director at UVU, now at the University of Tennessee. Here's a chance for Grand Canyon. Shot blocked there. Shot off the foot of Benedetti, the top goal scorer for GCU. That's the first shot they've gotten today. Still with the ball, Kelsey Roberts. Back to Racinas. Back to Roberts. Trying to make something happen here. Cassandra Anderson deflects that one away, and the Wolverines get possession back. So a little bit of something going there for GCU. Wolves have it again. Here's Cook. And again, Cassandra Anderson making things happen. Deflects that one away, and we'll see if the Wolverines can build something on the other end. Fox with it, lays it forward to McCarter. That ball cleared out by Valadez.
Yeah, good defending by Valdez there, not allowing McCarter to break free there. She would have had a free run to goal there.
The dance moves of Nick Crump, the Mall president. He's done an exceptional job with the Mall this year. Higher numbers than we've ever had here at UVU at the Mall, the student section.
Yeah, they talk a lot about the 12th Wolverine here at UVU, and the Mall is certainly a big, big part of that, and just the excitement they bring to the matches and support for all the students here and student athletes.
We saw the support we hope we're going to get for the basketball season last week at Midnight Madness. About 1,500 students there last Thursday at midnight. Here's Duffin. She'll clear that thing. But really one of the best atmospheres we've had as far as students and basketball goes. And I think the new head coach, Mark Pope, the reason for that. But credit to Nick Crump and the Mall, Preston Darger and our marketing crew here at UVU. It's going to be a fun basketball season.
Well, and Coach Pope's dance moves, I mean, that was the whole night.
If you did not see that, that's worth looking up. Mark Pope, lip sync and dancing with his daughters. Here's a chance for Grand Canyon now, but another offside.
Yeah, last couple sequences here, Grand Canyon's had some good looks, a little better job at connecting passes in the final third, making UVU's back line now start to work a little bit, despite being offside. If you didn't already hear, Coach Anderson is talking to his back line about his two center backs being a little too flat, not giving depth to each other.
Collister with it, plays it back towards middle, but lost it there. Nice play by Yan Cohn. Well, we've seen GCU pick it up a little bit here in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Substitutions, number 10, Jessica.
Here are the substitutions for Grand Canyon now. Rachel Mina in.
Benediti.
Desiree Dottie in.
Rachel Mina, number 20.
Coming out
Desiree Dottie.
probably for a quick breather, Benedetti and Valadez.
Yeah, this is an interesting sub situation. Rachel was up front at the beginning of the first half, and now she's in the back line for GCU. I thought she was the one that gave a little bit of trouble. Started to take on the back line a little bit, but now she's in the back, probably to contain UVU's front line right now.
Just one shot so far for Grand Canyon. That came from Benedetti just a few minutes ago. And this one probably about 23 yards out, and it was deflected very high. So nothing really threatening for GCU. They've been off sides 3 times. They're trying to make something happen, but there's a shot from very deep.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Jessica was a little bit off the line to see if she can get a quick strike and catch her a little bit there. But you're right, last couple of minutes here, they've been getting a little rhythm going on the attack for them.
So do you like chances in those situations where you're from distance, it's not a great scoring opportunity, but not much is happening, you just want to get it in there and see if something can happen, a deflection maybe? Is that what they're thinking?
Yeah, I think in that situation, I think she looked up and saw Jessica just came out of her box and played a ball out that she actually intercepted and thought, you know what, she's a few yards off her line, let's strike it, see if she can get her backpedaling a little bit. So I think that probably was crossing her mind a little bit, but certainly like you said, you got nothing going. maybe start striking from the outside, maybe appear a little dangerous, maybe start pulling that back line up even further from UVU to challenge some balls.
Well, and so often you see a ball, when it's struck well, deflect off the keeper. And if somebody's there to clean that up, it's a chance for them to get on the board.
Yeah, certainly some of those balls that come with some pace in the air certainly are some tough balls to track in the air for keepers, and sometimes you see them do we call them crazy things as they're tracking the air. But, Jessica's a great goalkeeper, and you're really going to have to strike a ball from distance to get one past her.
Substitutions getting set for UVU. And I guess the ball stayed in. No, it didn't.
Wolverine substitutions. Number 5, Libby Weber. Number 2, Sarah Callister. And number 10.
It'll be Callie
Brianna
Stubbs
McCarter.
back in for UVU. Sydney Fitzpatrick and Lexi Felis for the first time today. Libby Weber will come out.
Please welcome number
As
6.
will Sarah Callister and Brianna McCarter.
Number
Yeah,
7,
Lexi Feels
Lexi
actually
Felis. Number
just
8,
coming off an injury, an ACL
Patrick.
injury last year. Good to see her back in the lineup, strong, another good leader who's played several minutes in the midfield and back line for the Wolverines. So it's good to see her back out this season.
There's Fitzpatrick right into the game and right in the middle of the action to Anderson. And an aggressive move there by Frosch, and she gets to it. Just a sophomore is the goalkeeper, Blakely Frosch. She's from Prior Lake, Minnesota. She was the freshman of the year, the WAC freshman of the year. Last season, she had a shutout against UVU. A 2-0 GCU win last year. But Wolverines getting a little bit of payback, at least to this point, up 3-0, 30 minutes to go.
Yeah, she really does do a great job. I mean, if you look at her just height-wise for a typical goalkeeper, she's not all that tall, but she does a good job of covering the frame and coming out and reading balls early.
Some physical play on that far side, Sipperly and I think it was Beckwith. I'm trying to look at the number on Beckwith, number 9. I should just figure she's got the pink. What do you call them? What do they call the cleats in soccer?
Cleats? That's kidding.
They do not.
Boots.
The boots.
The
There you
soccer
go.
boots.
There's a free kick in, and Jessica Duffin tracks it down. The boots. There you go. The soccer terminology just comes and goes with my baseball brain. So.
Well, there is an international soccer language, but some countries have some different names for things too.
So a throw in right in front of the Green Man group. And a great wide shot there. You can see the UCCU Center in the distance, the home of Utah Valley men's and women's basketball. Another throw in for the Antelopes. So monitoring that game in Seattle right now. The Redhawks lead Bakersfield 1-0. That's 21 minutes in. Game started about an hour after this one. Both Seattle and Utah Valley unbeaten. Seattle with 2 ties. Wolverines with the 1 tie against Seattle. So those extra points there in the win versus a tie, 2 extra points is key when it comes to the WAC standings.
And I think the one advantage that UVU has right now in the conference, if it ever came down to ties and head-to-heads, they've certainly, if they go for goals for, they certainly have been scoring a lot of goals lately, which is going to play in their favor.
Well, and UVU and Seattle will meet again, and so that one is the final game of the regular season. That's on Halloween night in Seattle, and that if these 2 teams keep winning, that will be for the conference regular season championship.
Yeah, UVU certainly has a long haul ahead of them. They, winning at home this weekend will be critical as they're on the road for the next 3 weeks, including the WAC championships.
Well, you talk about the road the next 3 weeks, including the championships. The Wolverines will play 1 week from tonight in Phoenix against this same Grand Canyon team. So a 3-0 lead. You've controlled most every aspect of this match. Now what is your thought process? Does it really matter? Is it like basketball where you don't want to give anything away, or is it just one of those things where you just got to keep doing what you're doing?
Well, you certainly don't want to give up a goal. I mean, you want to be able to keep control of it. You want to see if you can get more goals as you're working on your attack. A lot of times when you're up by 3-0, it's you don't want it to happen, but sometimes expected. Teams kind of let their guards down a little bit, and that's one thing, you know, Coach Anderson keeps calling from the sidelines is to get sharper here, tighten up here, and not allowing them to let go of the little details and pursuing excellence, because that's what's going to win you championships. You can't take your foot off the pedal, and so certainly that has to be their focus right now. And like you mentioned, you know, you go back to Grand Canyon, it could be a whole different game. You know, now you're on the road. You know, you've played each other. Grand Canyon gets a chance to go home and kind of assess what happened in that match and what can they do differently to go at the Wolverines if they should still lose this match tonight.
Substitutions for each team. Briley Hawkins in for Grand Canyon. Mackenzie Cook out. Abby Jamison in for UVU. There's a ball played in by, that was Beckwith, and nearly a goal there, deflected by Duffin.
Yeah, that's one of those examples where I was telling you a long, hard-driven shot is hard sometimes for keepers to track, and Jessica just lost a little bit, got a flexion off the post.
And that was Beckwith again. She's the one who tried it earlier. So very nearly getting Grand Canyon on the board there. Turning something, making something out of nothing. So on goal for the first time tonight was Grand Canyon with that shot from Beckwith. Cassie Beckwith is a senior from Phoenix.
There's another one of those examples. What a tough ball to track in the air, but it did a good job to bring that down.
I looked away. I completely missed that one.
I believe it was Jamie Brown who kind of back kicked the ball over her head and it spun up really high into the goal area.
And foul whistled there on Abby Jamison. She thought she was the one who was fouled. Yeah, that soccer's one of those games where you got to pay attention every second, because you think nothing's going to happen, and all of a sudden you look down to read a player's line, and the goal almost goes in.
It's a very unfair sport.
There's Yancone with the direct kick.
Or cruelish is the word I was looking for. Cruel sport.
Roberts tried to get ahead on it, but it went deflected off her back to Duffin. More substitutions getting set for both teams. Taylor Kirk, who had that goal in the first half, coming back in for UVU, so it'll be Kirk.
Sheridan Fox. Checking in.
And she's coming in for Sheridan Fox. On the Grand Canyon side, Rebecca Pausma in for Desiree Dottie. 23 minutes left. Still 3-0. Men's coaches starting to gather on the south end of the field. Men's game coming up about an hour from now. 35, 40 minutes after this one, assuming this one ends in regulation. It's 3-0 right now. There's a free kick coming from Cassandra Anderson towards the goal, and she put that thing right on goal. It's saved by Frosch.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with Coach Moss, the men's program, a little bit before the game, and they're looking at this as a big and pivotal game for them tonight to kind of try to set and separate a little bit in the conference as they head into that final stretch of conference play. And the men's side so strong on the WAC side this year with a couple teams that have been in the national rankings, so a big match for them tonight at home.
Kelsey Roberts for Grand Canyon. There's a shot that's going to go left off the foot of Pausma. Well, the game tonight against San Jose State for UVU. San Jose State, a team just behind the Wolverines in Seattle in the WAC men's standings. Wolverines will be without Aaron Meyer tonight. A very good freshman. Picked up his 5th yellow card in Sunday's match against Houston Baptist, so he's forced to sit out this one.
Yeah, that's a big loss for them tonight, but you know, their team is so deep, and so I'm sure it's going to give an opportunity for another player on their team to step up tonight and still be successful. But certainly Aaron brings a lot of attacking dynamics for that team, and you're right, just as a freshman, just been spectacular.
Yeah, Meyer's been the guy on pretty much every set piece, every corner kick.
Checking in is number 15.
It's led to a lot of goals for UVU this year. Here's a substitution. Ashley Hilfer for Catherine Yancone for GCU. But Paul Hoffmeister, a guy who might slide into that spot a little bit, has been excellent, especially over the last 3 or 4 matches in WAC play. He had the game winner against UTRGV last week. Here's Stubbs to Anderson. What a little flick there. Back to Stubbs. A shot just wide. Well, that was some crafty passing there by Cassandra.
Yeah, that's what she likes to do most. She certainly likes those little flicks in and stuff. You know, I was teasing her before the game to score a goal, and she's like, you know, I like to set up goals, and there it was.
Boy, that would have been a big-time highlight if that thing could have gone through for UVU. Under 20 minutes now left in this one. Still a 3-0 Wolverine lead. And for anyone saying San Jose State, they're in the WAC, they are in the WAC for men's soccer. The Mountain West does not have men's soccer. And the WAC has 5 affiliate members in men's soccer. 3 of those coming from the Mountain West for all sports: Air Force, UNLV, and San Jose State. The other 2, Incarnate Word out of San Antonio and Houston Baptist out of Houston.
Yeah, if people don't follow men's soccer in the WAC, they certainly have got a pretty packed group of teams in there. They've done very, very well, and that's going to be an exciting race to the conference qualifications and championship.
The championship for the women's will be in Bakersfield, and for the men it'll be in Kansas City. Some contact just outside the box in the GCU end of things, but the ball cleared and out of bounds back to GCU.
Now, what would you want, Clint? You want the championship in the heat of the desert? Do you want it in potential snow and cold?
Well, as a fan of the sun, I would rather it be in the heat. There's a attempted shot there by Pausma. Yeah, I'd rather have it in the heat. We were in Seattle last year for the men's championship, and it was freezing. Well, next year UVU hosting, so on the men's side.
That is going to be an interesting adjustment. I mean, not that you make any excuses, but you know, the weather here has been a lot of home games lately. It's been nice temperatures between that 70 and 75 as it starts, and now you're looking at, as you get to the end of the season, you know, you're going to be in California, you can be in the extreme heat in Bakersfield, and then obviously in Kansas it could be hit or miss.
You talked about the strength on the men's side of things for men's soccer, and College Soccer News came with their first projection of the field of 48 for the NCAA tournament, and Utah Valley and Seattle both in that initial projection. So to have a 2-bid league would be excellent, but really need Seattle and UVU to not lose anymore to anybody other than each other.
Absolutely.
Both teams losing last week to Houston Baptist.
Yeah, great weekend for Houston Baptist. But yes, you're right. That's tough when you lose a match to a team they're a great team but not ranked, and that can certainly knock you out pretty quickly.
Lindley Brown getting set to check back in for Utah Valley. Grand Canyon still trying to get something to get on the board. Beckworth fighting with Jamison for that one. Some physical play coming in there, but Beckworth tracks it down. And she'll have it, play it in, and Sue heads it clear. But it's Smith with it. She'll play it in, but cutting it off Duffin on the cross.
Yeah, Beckworth has done a great job. She hasn't had a lot of help up front tonight, but she's had some great services, some great shots, willing to take players on. She's been a little bit of a lone ranger up there tonight.
Yeah, almost anything Grand Canyon has gotten, Cassie Beckworth has created. Here's Racinos. Now Hilfer, and some contact there. And Hilfer kind of extended that right arm. The official shows her as Fitzpatrick went down, so the foul called.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon coach doesn't like the call. There's the replay. You see it. She kind of extends that right arm.
Yeah, those are always tough calls. There's a lot of those 50-50 calls over the field, so I think he's hoping that he got the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Hasn't been a lot of fouls called. There's 7 in the game, 5 against UVU. That's just the second against Grand Canyon.
You know, I've always said, over the years of soccer, if you're not having to pay attention to what the officials doing, I think they're doing a pretty good job. If there's not a lot of things that you're questioning in calls and they're not really a focal point, I would say give credit to the center official for letting the play go.
Hausma trying to control that, but a handball, and the Wolverines will get it. So it'll be Furlong. Under 15 minutes now. Well played in, and just a little too far in front of Fitzpatrick. Not 100% certain she was onside, but.
Yeah, I can hear Coach Stevie Gill yelling to his team to step, step, step. They're still sinking a little deep defensively.
Foul there on Abby Jamison. Arm in the back of Kelsey Roberts. Madison Cox will deliver this one in. She's going to try and get into the box, give them a chance, but headed out by Furlong. Racinas got their head on that one, but cleared by Jamison out of bounds. It'll be Grand Canyon ball, but Wolverines keep away from that threat a little bit. Good ball into the box, though, from Cox. Those are chances, Grand Canyon, you haven't seen them take very often.
Well, they're doing a lot better this half, getting some chances into the box. They are shooting a little more from further out, trying to get things stretched out, and had some good looks, but nothing that's been too dangerous.
I think when you take your chances from as far out as they've taken, the Lightning can strike once, but rarely would it strike more than once when you think in those situations. Especially
when you have a goalkeeper like Jessica. I mean, you got a keeper that stands almost close to 6 feet tall and is very mobile and reads the play well. So, she got caught on one earlier, escaped that, but since then, nothing really has challenged her.
All 3 UVU goals coming in the first half. The ball off Fitzpatrick. So Lindley Brown still waiting to check in. Played for, but too strong there for Hausma, and Duffin has it.
Yeah, Grand Canyon's trying to play a little over the top right now to see if they can get in and beat the back line from in behind.
Fitzpatrick, now Jamison racing. See if she can make something happen. Puts it in, but just too wide and off the side netting. This will allow Lindley Brown to come in, though. She'll come in for Tara Furlong. Under 12 minutes now. The goals scored for UVU in that first half came right as we hit the 12th minute. Cassandra Anderson, little toe poke on a pass from Callie Stubbs, and Stubbs again on the assist as Anderson as well on that assist on the second goal, and it was Taylor Kirk who scored. Gave UVU a 2-0 lead in the 22nd minute. Then the 39th minute, Jamie Brown, an unassisted goal. Left foot into the side netting, and a really tough angle. There's the ball. Attempted header there by Pausma.
Yeah, you got to credit Grand Canyon just trying to make something happen, trying to get a lot of services in the box, see if they can get some deflection, a ball drop down, missed clearance, trying to make something happen here.
The equivalent of a football team throwing deep a few times, hoping one of them will just stick. Wolverines just want to possess the ball. And the ball deflected there. Seattle now leading Bakersfield 2-0, 6 minutes left in the first half. So both Seattle and Utah Valley both unbeaten in WAC play. Seattle 3-0-2, UVU 4-0-1. We'll trade opponents on Sunday. It'll be Grand Canyon at Seattle, and it'll be Bakersfield here in Orem. Corner kick for UVU, fourth corner kick of the game coming. This one will be Sydney Fitzpatrick. She delivers that one off the bar there, and it's out of bounds. It hit the netting on top. So 9:41 left. Four corner kicks for UVU. They've got nothing off the corners, but 3 goals in other situations, and here is another opportunity. If she's on, she is. It's Fitzpatrick's shot. Now they're going to call offside. So late call of offside there. And I thought initially that Sydney was offside. They got her. So
yeah, I thought Taylor Kirk was going to go through there, and then Sydney came in across her, and yeah, offside there.
Just a little late on the whistle, I guess. But
17 for 11. 3 for.
Substitutions getting set for both teams as we trickle down into single digits as far as minutes go. 8:40 left. A lot of contact there, but and then a very late whistle. A very late whistle. The coach for Grand Canyon does not like the call.
Yeah, I think she kind of grabbed Jameson there and pulled her down to the ground.
It looked like, and
I think that was a fair call by the official.
Just late, I think.
Yeah, he's a little late in his call.
More contact. And a foul against UVU.
Yeah, Coach Stevie Gill is trying to get them to press the ball early, get it in, serve it in quickly into the UVU's defensive end.
Substitutions, Mackenzie Cook for Grand Canyon coming in. Courtney Wilson, a senior, back for UVU.
Number 11, Cassandra Anderson. At number 21,
Angie Tim for the Wolverines. So Cassandra Anderson exiting the game, as is Callie Stubbs. So 2 seniors will leave. 7:20 left.
17, Angie Tim.
And Callie actually staying in. It's Sarah Sipperly who's exiting. The Wolverines sub in the last 5 minutes, the clock will stop. The team winning is substituting over the final 5 minutes. The clock goes dead. So a lot of differences in the way the time runs in college soccer, what a lot of fans of international soccer would be used to. All wide.
There's your chance, Clint. What was that? Kellen just told you.
I completely forgot already. Into touch. The ball into touch.
See, Kellen calls it and gives
into
you
touch
tips.
again. Courtney Wilson fan club there, the We Love Courtney sign. 6:15 left. Wolverines a comfortable 3-0 lead. Grand Canyon just trying to make something happen. Lakin Flinders, I think I missed her substitution. I don't even know when she came in.
Yeah, she had a first look over to Taylor Kirk wide and probably should have hit it. She hesitated a little bit and the ball got stripped.
There's Jamison. Works around the defender there. Plays it in, but no Wolverine there. Back to the Antelopes. Beckwith tried to do something but deflected by Brown. 5:30 to go.
Lily Brown did a great job there, not allowing her to turn because she's been dangerous when she's faced up.
Cook forward up to Roberts. Her pass in deflected by Brown, back to Roberts, and she stumbles. Still with control. Creates a little space there. And it'll be a corner kick as that one was off of Brown. So that is going to be the first corner kick for Grand Canyon today. Jamie Brown set to check back in for UVU. There's the Courtney Wilson fan club right there. All played in. Headed just wide by Beckwith.
Wolverine substitution number 3.
Here comes Jamie Brown for UVU.
Yeah, Grand Canyon here the last couple times has had some services in the box, have been very dangerous, and UVU just a little lax and defensively. They're going to need to get tightened up here in the last couple of minutes here of the match. Make sure they don't conceive a goal.
So Brown and Lakin Flinders out. Beckwith up again, trying to force the issue, but UVU just trying to keep possession and let the clock run. Felis fighting with Hilfer for the ball. Cook. She goes with the left foot, and she scores. Well, that was nifty. Little.
Still scrubbing number 3.
What you call that little roundhouse fake there? And then look at that.
Yeah, she had a good step over and just actually had a little bit of deflection, kind of just stopped Jessica a little bit. Jessica really didn't make an effort to dive for it. Just got a little bit of deflection. Nonetheless, a good 1v1 attacking effort by her. Mackenzie Cook.
Almost as if it surprised Duffin. There's the look, the left foot. Jessica just puts her hands up. I don't know if she might have wanted some help there from her back line. Gets Grand Canyon on the board, though.
Definitely puts a little pressure in the last couple of minutes. Give them a little life, and certainly I'm sure the coaching staff and Coach Anderson is not happy with giving up that goal so late into the half.
He's certainly a lot less comfortable now, because if something happens again, then all of a sudden they're right there knocking on the door.
Yeah, he goes back to that 2-goal lead's not always the most comfortable.
.3:15 left. Jamison into the corner with it, trying to play keep away. Gets it back to Fitzpatrick. Now Grand Canyon will get it back. Under 3 minutes. Throw-in results in a nothing for GCU as Felis intercepts it. Kirk to Stubbs. If the Wolverines can get one back, that would really deflate Grand Canyon. Ball out of bounds, back to UVU. 2:30 to go. Wolverines trying to improve to 5-0-1 in the WAC and stay atop the table. Bakersfield coming in Sunday, 11 o'clock to start. And that game can be seen on the WAC Digital Network.
Yeah, that's a tough turnaround for Cal State Bakersfield. You know, flying in from Seattle and then turn around 11 a.m. That's definitely a advantage that UVU is going to have to take to get out early and quick on them, see if they can get up.
Not to mention the turnaround, but also the opponents going from Seattle to Utah Valley, the top two teams record-wise so far. Here's a ball played in and cleared out by Felis, then Brown, and now Wilson. So that was a chance for Grand Canyon there to try and strike again. Now Tim turns and goes forward with it. She's got some speed, dribbling up the left side. Gets it in front to Stubbs. See if Callie has a chance here. She's got the ball. The shot is just to the right.
Just a great development play there, but you got to give credit to, I believe it was Taylor Lane, just tracking her and pressing her to not have a comfortable shot at goal.
Angie Tim made things happen there for UVU. She showed some speed. Just a freshman. Here's Taylor Kirk, but Frosch will get to it. Nearing the minute mark. Well, Grand Canyon needing a miracle at this point. And a foul whistled against Courtney Wilson. And Lope's taking a lot of time here, trying to just get something into the box. Took about 5 extra seconds. The ball loose. Fitzpatrick went down, but no whistle. So now Tim, 35 seconds. Angie Tim, 5 feet tall. She's showing some pretty good speed on that far side of the field. Some shifty moves. 25 seconds left. Ball played towards Wolverine side of things. Now it's loose. Fitzpatrick giving chase against Cox. And Lindley Brown will clear it back to Roberts, though, for GCU. 10 seconds left. And this ball will dribble harmlessly towards Duffin, and we'll just let the time run out. And the Wolverines will win this one 3-1. So Utah Valley moves to 5-0-1 in the WAC. And 10-4-1 overall. Grand Canyon drops to 6-7-2 overall, 3-2-1 in the WAC. Well, Veronica, your overall thoughts on tonight's win for Utah Valley?
Well, again, another great win. When you can win at home, that's what you want to do. I think, you know, they had a great attacking presence. Second half probably was a little bit of a foot off the pedal, even though they had some good chances to score. But certainly something to build on going into Sunday's match with, which for them is another must-win to kind of help separate themselves in conference before they head on the road, as you mentioned, back at Grand Canyon and Bakersfield next weekend before heading off to Seattle. So the next 3 weekends, including the WAC championship on the road. And so this is where they're going to have to be big at home on Sunday. But overall, good performance.
Well, about 35 minutes from kickoff for the men's game against San Jose State. It'll be Sean Blymiller and Eric Landon on the call. We'll hope you join us on UVU TV and Wolverine Green and the WAC Digital Network for that one. But looking at the final stats now from this one, a 3-1 Utah Valley win as Wolverines head over and get ready to sing the school fight song. But there's a look at the stats. 3-1 score. The Wolverines a decided edge in shots, 14-5. The majority of the Grand Canyon stats coming late in the match. 5-2 on goal, 4 corner kicks to 1. The saves 2-1 played out as the shots on goal, and then fouls 10-3. So a lot of the fouls whistled late too, but really not a real physical match. Maybe just down the stretch a few things, but I think something the Wolverines controlled the whole way. So a win that they'll take and move on and get ready for Sunday. Well, Veronica, how'd we do? First match together, and
you were awesome. Thought you did awesome.
Well, you carried me, so thank you for joining us. We'll see you back in about 35 minutes for men's soccer. Final score: UVU 3 and Grand Canyon 1. Thanks for joining us.
talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Watching UVU TV.